The standards for what it takes to be a police officer in this country is downright laughable. Andrea Mendoza is a middle-aged, out-of-shape woman with a beer belly. Why is she on the police force as if she's in any condition to protect anyone or anything? The reason why there are so many unqualified police officers in this country is because the public, the American public, is afraid of spending the rest of their lives in jail for just elbowing a cop in the face. That is why these unqualified cops are able to kill, beat, seriously injure, and arrest so many people. If this country was anything like Mexico, Africa, South America, the Philippines, Cambodia, these cops would be dead. I think I heard a military scientist on YouTube one time. He stated that if the black community wanted to take out police officers, they would kill every police officer in their jurisdiction, because police officers are not equipped to engage in warfare like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not physically equipped to engage in warfare, and they're not tactically equipped to engage in warfare. Their tactics are all wrong, and they're not physically capable of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should be very appreciative that the members of the public aren't interested in going to war with them. So my beef with Andrea Mendoza is this. She wouldn't even be a police officer if it wasn't for black Americans. Because before the civil rights movement, there were very few female police officers. And the few who did exist were essentially glorified secretaries who were not allowed to operate in the field and who didn't have any hope of ever being promoted. The laws in the 60s changed that, because people think that the civil rights laws were only made to benefit black Americans. That's false. It benefited everyone. Okay? And it didn't even benefit black people the most. It benefited women, and Hispanics the most, because the Hispanic population in the U.S. tripled after the civil rights movement because they got away with those discriminatory immigration laws. And the number of female police officers ballooned because it got rid of those discriminating hiring practice in these police agencies. So whenever you see a female police officer anywhere, you need to know that she's only there because of a quota system. She's not there because she's particularly skilled or talented or badass. She's there simply because that police agency has a quota to fill. But regardless of Andrea's incompetence, she did something that was morally repugnant. She pulled down the pants of a teenager and threatened to taser his genitals over a shoplifting charge. Now, if this kid really wanted to fuck Andrea up, he easily could have, because she could not even overpower him with the help of a man. And he did not throw any blows. He did not punch. He did not kick. He did not assault them in any way. He just simply resisted. He simply tussled with them. He simply tried to get out from under them. But he easily could have, seriously injured them if he wanted to. But she's so weak that she had to pull down this kid's pants and threaten his manhood. Now, for the people saying, well, he shouldn't have been resisting, he shouldn't have been shoplifting, one crime doesn't cancel out another. Because whenever a police officer is shot, beaten, put in the hospital, or put in the grave for violating somebody's rights, like detaining someone without probable cause or reasonable suspicion. The main argument of prosecutors is that the defendant used disproportionate amount of force in order to resist a unlawful detainment, because it is perfectly legal to resist a police officer who is unlawfully detaining you. It is. Ask Othal Wallace. When Othal Wallace was on trial for killing Officer Jason Raynor in Daytona, Florida, the prosecutor made no attempt to say that to charge him with obstruction of justice or resisting, because they acknowledge that Officer Raynor tried to detain Wallace without probable cause or reasonable suspicion. Their whole argument was that he used a disproportionate amount of force in order to resist that detainment. So if you don't care that an officer broke the law, then why should you care about this kid breaking the law? Like, if you don't care that if you don't care that an officer attempted to unlawfully detain someone, then why should you care about this kid shoplifting or resisting? You know what I'm saying? Because if you support Andrea Mendoza threatening this kid's manhood, then you should be okay with me blowing a police officer's brains out for trying to detain me unlawfully, because that is a crime.